Hello everyone, the CD's been here, back with an album review of the newest album by New York quartet, Parquet Courts, called Sympathy for Life. Now, for context, I really like Parquet Courts' discography. You got their last album, Wide Awake, which was produced by Danger Mouse, and it was pretty good. And you also have 2016's Human Performance, which, in my opinion, is probably their best record. And you also have their sophomore album, Sunbathing Animal, which is pretty good too. Just all around good stuff on their discography. And now I'm on to the review of the newest album in 3 years by Parquet Courts, Sympathy for Life. The album opener is Walking at a Downtown Pace, which also happens to be a single, and it's a pretty great opener to the album. With heavy hitting drums and really energetic guitars, this is a pretty rocking and focused start to the record. And Black Widow Spider is the next track, and it's pretty good. I like a lot of the sound effects used throughout the track. There's a lot going on without you even realizing it. But yeah, this track is really good and sets a vibe for this album as a single. However, and I feel like I need to say this without trying to be mean, but Andrew Savage's vocals aren't that great at all. It's crippled Parquet Courts music for a while, but his vocals just sound kind of bumbling and not really great tone-wise. I don't want to be mean, but I'm sorry, they can get a little bit grating. I can't really speak for, other people's vocals. My voice kind of sucks, but it's not good for the music. And then next is Marathon of Anger, which is a cool song, if a little bit bland. It's very unique and has really nice and interesting ideas all throughout. But it kind of just sounds like it's missing an idea or two. And then the next song is Just Shadows, which has an almost marching band flow to it that I really enjoy. And you get really great instrumentation all throughout, and that's something I feel Parquet Courts always have done. I mean, the guitar is on point, the drums are on point, the bass is definitely on point, and it all sounds very great and well thought out, even on generally mellow tracks like this one. Next is Plant Life, which is honestly one of my least faves here. It sounds dry as hell, and I don't really enjoy what's going on with the chorus or really anything. It's just not interesting like the opener or the closer or really any other tracks. It just doesn't have a reason to be 5 minutes long. Application/Apparatus is the next one, and it's another pretty boring track, but for this one, it at least has some cool ideas, and the atmosphere is also pretty nice. I really enjoyed the warbles and effects that they add to the music, and it really just makes the song. And then the next song is another single, which is Homo Sapien, and it's immediately a lot rawer and definitely back to basics after the last couple tracks, and it is still very fun. Its biggest problem is that it sounds very similar to a lot on this album and Parquet Courts' discography as a whole. I feel like that's one of the bigger problems with this record, that most of the songs are good on their own, but as an album, this just doesn't work that well. Complaining aside, though, this is a pretty good track. Next, though, is the title track, and it's once again not super unique, but has a cool vibe to it and is, I guess, interesting. I don't know what else to say. It's just not that great of a track, but yeah. And then there's the album, which is Pulcinella, and it's by far the longest song, and also maybe my favorite. It has kind of a bittersweet sound, and I love it. It's quite melancholic and quiet, and probably the slowest track on this whole record. I really enjoy the lyricism presented on this track, and it's honestly a great closer to the whole album. So to conclude this album review, this is not that great. It just kind of hits me as a rehash of what they did 3 years ago with Wide Awake, in a slightly downgraded way. There are things I like about it and things I dislike, but at the end of the day, it's Parquet Courts, and their sound is undeniably theirs. It just kind of feels like it's missing something, but if all of what they did here, was upped more into more ambitious ideas and more unique, songs, then maybe this would be one of my favorites. But alas, this just might be my second least favorite of their whole discography. I'm feeling a light 7 out of 10 on this Parquet Courts album. And that's about it for this album, for this album review. And sorry if I sounded weird. I'm kind of sick, so my nose is stuffy. My throat hurts, but I just had to record this because I feel like just needed to put out this album review so I can put out my other ones. There are a ton of albums that released recently, so I'm gonna have reviews out for all of them. The new Lana record for sure. the new JPEG Mafia, maybe Coldplay, probably Grouper, if I'm really feeling it, and maybe my morning jacket. Hey, guys, you know, I don't know, we'll see, but yeah, that's about it, guys, and peace.